Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Acupuncture's My Life. Now, I'm glad you guys enjoyed the episode on certain symptoms presented in your feet can indicate certain disorders within the body. So I decided today I'm going to discuss certain signs that can be considered silent. Now, when I say silent, it means that you're not really paying attention to it. But it can stand as an indicator that your body is in big trouble. That means that there's something wrong. And it can be a sign of a certain type of disease, disorder, and your body's going to give you subtle clues. Just the slightest clues, like even from, when I say the slightest, let's say you notice a change in your handwriting, or just even snoring at night. These can be warning signs of a serious illness. And there are so many of these subtle signs that many individuals globally experience, and they ignore them. No, please do not. You experience any of these signs, and I may even turn this into a two-part series because, lately I've been getting a lot of feedback on the Acupuncture's My Life app asking me to expand on certain things. And by the way, if you don't already own the app, go to your app store, download it, it's free. So many benefits to owning the Acupuncture's My Life app. But if you experience any of the symptoms I'll discuss or will be discussing, don't ignore them. You want to get to an acupuncturist right away. It's very important not only to see a physician on an annual basis for annual checkups, but it's very important that you seek regular wellness visits with an acupuncturist. Okay? It's very, very important because there's so much in which we overlook in life, and then you sit with an acupuncturist and, we as acupuncturists, we experience these looks on faces when they find out that something that they're presenting with is really serious. More serious than they thought. It's an indicator of something really, really serious. And many individuals get nervous and so forth. But one of them, as an example, can be unintentional weight loss. Let's say by chance, over a few short days, you notice you lost more than 10 pounds. You haven't been dieting, you haven't been exercising, or there hasn't been changes in your exercises or diet. That can be, and I'm going a little extreme here, but it can be a sign of either pancreatic cancer, stomach cancer, esophageal cancer, or even lung cancer. So if you've noticed unintentional weight loss, let's say of 10 pounds or more, but nothing has changed to your habits, there's cause for concern. You want to seek medical attention right away. Now believe it or not, another sign, a subtle sign, can be damage to your teeth, which can be a sign of, let's say, acid reflux, heartburn. All right. You see, acid reflux can wear down the enamel on your teeth. Just the same as sugary drinks can wear down the enamel on the teeth in the front of your mouth. But you see, acid from the esophagus in the form of acid reflux, tends to dissolve the enamel of the teeth in the back of your mouth. And you see, you don't always have to feel heartburn to experience acid reflux. It can come in the form of like subtle and suspicious symptoms such as a persistent sore throat, unexplained wheezing, coughing, or a frequent like bad taste in your mouth. And if left untreated, it can lead to tooth decay, as well as increase your risk of esophageal cancer. And there's even been cases, acupuncturists have referred these types of patients who have suffered damage to their teeth to dentists. And even the Acupuncture My Life Network, which is global, we have dentists in our network. Okay. Another, let's say, subtle sign can be, you ever experience like a blistery or super itchy skin rash? And you tend to experience it, let's say, on the knees or your elbows or on your back or even your buttocks or your scalp. It can sort of look like eczema, but it could be more serious. It can be celiac disease, which is an autoimmune condition as a result of like eating the tiniest amount of gluten. It'll cause your body to attack its own intestines. Dangerous. But many individuals with celiac disease will experience this type of rash, which is like known as, what is that called again? Biomedicine. Dermatitis herpetiformis. Yeah, that's what it is. Dermatitis herpetiformis. And you won't present with any digestive symptoms, or most won't. But these individuals with celiac disease, when they just eat the slightest bit of gluten, their body will release an antibody known as IgA, which is immunoglobulin A, which attacks the intestines and collects in small blood vessels underneath the skin, which is what triggers this rash. Okay? So you want to be aware of that. And you see, sometimes just Eastern nutrition consultation will help that. Some individuals may require both acupuncture and Eastern nutrition session. But it doesn't matter. You want to see an acupuncturist right away, because you want to protect yourself from long-term serious damage of celiac disease, such as, like, let's say, osteoporosis or small intestine cancer. Okay? These are things that you need to be aware of, which is why I say so many times that you make acupuncture part of your life. It's super important. I mean, I can't emphasize enough how important that is. But also, do you notice changes in your bowel movements or your bladder? Whereas, let's say you're urinating more than you normally do or less than you normally do. This can indicate bladder or even prostate cancer. And constipation or diarrhea can can signal colon or even ovarian cancer. And many individuals will say, oh, it's just gassiness or bloating, and they'll attribute it to their diet. Yeah, diet plays a part, but you want to get to an acupuncturist. And you know what else? Believe this or not, so many individuals are surprised that acupuncture can also treat hemorrhoids. And if you notice you have hemorrhoids, this can be a sign that you have Crohn's disease, which is basically an inflammatory disorder of the GI tract. But it's not totally attributed to that. But about a third of individuals globally who have Crohn's disease tend to have hemorrhoids. And, hemorrhoids generally affect the anal region, and it'll manifest itself in the form of ulcerations or sores or these growths that are outside of the rectum. And it can also give off an unpleasant feeling. But if you notice you have hemorrhoids, you get to an acupuncturist right away. You have to understand, health is wealth. I'll say it 1,000 times, I'll say it 1,000,000 times. Health is wealth. The wealth is not in an app on your phone or in a safe or in a bank or a cryptocurrency account. The wealth is not in your pocket, purse, or your wallet. The wealth is also not under the doghouse in the backyard. It's not under your mattress, nor is it in the shoebox in the closet. The wealth is in you. And I'll keep repeating this for those that tend to forget every now and then. Most of you don't. But now, when I opened the podcast, I spoke of subtle signs like changes in handwriting. Guess what? That can be a sign. An early warning sign of Parkinson's disease. Yep, you notice this. Of course, you got to get to an acupuncturist right away, but discuss it with your physician as well. Because Parkinson's disease usually occurs when nerve cells in the brain become damaged or they die off. And they don't produce as much dopamine as it normally does. And dopamine is basically a chemical that sends signals that produce movement. And this causes muscle stiffness in the hands as well as the fingers. And there, boom, it affects handwriting. But two early signs that should set off alarms and get you running to an acupuncturist. Two early signs of Parkinson's. One is loss of smell. Okay. And another, do you ever experience really intense dreaming where you're kicking and punching and thrashing during your sleep? Or maybe your mate or relative tells you this, they notice this. And it's lasted more than a couple of weeks, both the intense dreams and the loss of smell. Along with seeing an acupuncturist, you're going to want to see a neurologist. And an acupuncturist may refer you to one. I mean, I know here at the Acupuncture My Life Clinic in New York City, we have neurologists in our network. We have neurologists. Now, another one is, do you ever experience random bursts of anger? It can be a sign of depression. Yes, it can be a sign of depression. If you notice you're experiencing bouts of irritability, you're yelling at loved ones and road rage and things like that, get to an acupuncturist immediately. Acupuncture is great for treating depression. Excellent for treating a wide array of mental and emotional disorders. There's no reason why acupuncture should not be a part of your life at this stage of the game. Because acupuncture is my life. What's yours?